Let's see, is it Aura or is it BIGETRON Alpha? Tell your opinions in the chat right now.
That definitely is going to be the million-dollar question here. BIGETRON Alpha, they've opted with the fact that they cannot rely on Key so much because the dynamic issue because of the Grok is that it's such a one-hit wonder. If he can't land the ultimate, it's very difficult for them to be able to, initiate anything onto Aura Fire, but already Key feeling a lot of pressure as well as aggression here, but he might be punished for it.
Flicker early on. He actually got the small minion, and that actually enabled Karina to get a clear onto the purple buff. He's going onto the Lethal Wanderer. Max, however, wasn't really able to steal that much. He only stole one teddy bear, and he didn't go for the orange buff. He instead goes for the Lethal Wanderer, and he's going to get punished by Kabuki. Facehugger picks up the first blood, presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series. I don't know, I feel like Max should have just gone over to the enemy jungle, taken that orange buff, and be done with it.
Yeah, I think, again, fighting early game when you have less setup, it's just so dangerous right now as Key gets taken very low, and that will be Godita picking up a kill. Aura Fire in the early game, absolutely ruthless.
Oh, they're not stopping there. Going on to Max again. Retry battle. Here we go. It's High wins it, but it's going to be the knock-up coming in from the breath of the ocean. Godiva has the oddity. He can't just use it to get out. He's not even using it here. He's waiting for the last second for the passive to get that HP back. Facehugger taking low. Max going for the damage. The wall will not have an impact. Facehugger can go through it.
Man, they get really aggressive and they don't pay a single price there from the side of Aura Fire. And this is looking a little deja vu to game number 1 where Max was denied anything in the jungle, and that's exactly what they're trying to replicate here. And you can see that even Matt has been pressured in that bottom lane.
And talking about the setup differential, Aura Fire has 2 Petrifies in addition to their already superior setup. So they can just be a lot more aggressive, and BIGETRON, they're on reactive mode. And we've seen how that works out against Aura Fire. So either they have figured something out, or maybe they'll go for Godiva and burst him down instead.
1 HP. Moreno has the Cold Ultra. Petrify going to be used. Moreno doesn't pop the Cold Ultra. Retribution again. Max finds it. Fluffy going to deal damage onto him. Turtle Slane presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series. Max taking low. Brought back to his team. But the Shadow Assault comes in. Facehugger with the last basic attack gets the kill. So Rizzo now going to be the prey. That hunt that is going to be hunted down. But it's actually going to be Rizzo bringing him back. He gets the outplay on Godiva with the knockout strike. And BTR, they find a trade, an objective, and a kill.
Brilliant outplay there by Sorizo in that top lane. He knows exactly how Godiva works and was able to actually deny that kill away from them. But when we take a look at the emblems, does anything stick out to you, Rush?
Well, Max on the tank Karina with a Demon Slayer will be attempting to get those neutral objectives, but it's only a matter of time. Once the power spikes come in from the side of Aura Fire, they will, again, go with their usual pattern of just winning in the fights first, deleting Max before the fight even begins, and then going for the objective afterwards, because he is now 0-2.
Fun fact though, Eterna and Arashi. Wait a minute though, Key. Yeah, that's not going to be a kill. Godiva still has the rough waves, but this is the first time we'll see a unique hero. Wait a minute, what's going on? I don't have a chance to talk about the other aspects of this game because they just keep on going for fights. But all right, here. Sorizo has only played 2 heroes in MPL. This is the first time he's playing a hero that's not Uranus, that's not Esmeralda.
Ooh. So he will lack in the experience department, but so far he's been having a great time here, although Fluffy has been a lot more dynamic and a lot more proactive in roaming around, being a nuisance to the rest of BIGETRON as Sorizo gets bursted down, but High will actually hold his own, and I think Sorizo's stuck here. He might get taken out.
Yeah, Fluffy jumps in with the electro final blow. Sorizo almost finding that kill there, but meanwhile on the bottom side, my goodness, the combo of the rough waves and Kabuki snipe finding the kill, and it's Aura who are leading very similarly to game 1.
Man, that gold shield has just been shredded as well, so you can say that right now Kabuki is leading heavily in terms of gold, and you can even see from the level difference. Kabuki level 7 already, and Matt only at level 6 for the moment, as once again, Aura Fire with the better setup here on this next objective.
Right, Key is right there to try and try and deny the turtle, delay it as much as possible, but the rest of the team isn't there yet. And even if they are, Aurafire will be the first to pull the trigger unless they can do something unexpected.
Cold Altar there, Moreno popping the same here. You're gonna go on to high, who's gonna get Silent Shadow Assault to the back line as Max picks up the kill. No, it's actually Moreno. Godiva missing that Breath of the Ocean, doesn't have the Petrify to combo it through. 25 seconds for that Petrify to come back. Meanwhile, Paquito just eating that turret up in the top side as Max dishes out the damage onto the turtle. Turret gonna be taken down up top. That's a 1-for-0 in terms of objectives. That's a 2-for-0.
2-for-0, and because they were able to deny high as well as take him down, it was BIGETRON Alpha having the better possibility of getting that turtle. And now it's not going to stop there because now they're focusing their focus onto this mid-side turret.
Let's see, Facehugger trying to bring Key back. Still has the anti-CC as Fluffy jumps in, pushing the damage out. Goes in for the eye for an eye as well, and Moreno takes the Cult Altar away. 5 minutes in the game, both of the teams looking for the pressure. So Rizzo going in with a knockout strike onto High. Once again, he jumps in. High's ultimate not able to dish the damage out just yet. Moreno preemptively uses that Cult Altar as it was going to go on cooldown. Aurafire, they're losing their gold lead, their grasp on that game, but Godiva, ooh, so close to using that Petrify. Moreno just so clean with the Key, jumping with the Wild Charge again, flickering out from Facehugger's range.
Once again, we're caught in a situation where it's going to be objectives over kills, and we'll see what actually is going to happen here as we're going to take a little look into the items here in minute number 6.
Kabuki with the Hunter Strike right now with a lot more burst, and Matt, he's still on the Demon Hunter Sword, so still quite a bit of time before he will get the golden stuff as well and hit that very critical power spike. On the other hand though, you can see that Fluffy is going for the tank Benedetta build, so it's just so annoying. But can it match up against Sorizo with the Bloodlust Axe? So the dueling between the Paquito and the Benedetta will actually be quite important unless another member gets involved.
Yeah, there you go. That's a kill traded in. Godiva with the Breath of the Ocean and the Petrify, finding Moreno, who's still so tanky. Has the Cold Altar pop, and look at Kabuki! He takes all of that Cold Altar health out, and that is going to be Key targeted. Breath of the Ocean finding him. Kabuki dealing the DPS onto his Fluffy, finishes him off, getting the killing spree for himself. Max jumping in onto Fluffy, getting the kill, picking up the shutdown onto Moreno. Damage coming back onto Max, and the snipes from Kabuki. He does not miss.
Oh my god, it would have been a good trade for the side of BIGETRON Alpha, but it has been traded back because of that snipe coming in from Kabuki. My god, I did not expect that from happening, but now it's going to be a little reset here for both teams as the turtle has already spawned in the Land of Dawn. We'll see who has a better setup right now because he is trying to open up the map, open up vision as well. But you can see that 4 members already in that turtle area.
One thing to note down is Matt has been he has been actually utilizing the defensive items more here in the game. He went for the tough boots, getting that magic defense. He's also building towards a Wind of Nature instead of a golden staff for second item. So this might be the item power spike for BTR. They're not going to have it in the mid game as that's Sorizo picking up a turret in the bottom side. No trade just yet. Fluffy just clearing out the waves as they look for the turtle up top. High jumping in. That's a Retribution. Moreno gets it.
What?
Out of the 2 junglers, it's a mid laner from BTR. Key jumps with the Wild Charge, stunning Facehugger up, has the Cold Altar right now. No one using it just yet. Both teams backing up. Moreno dealing the damage onto Fluffy with the eye for an eye, and the final blow. He wanted to catch him with the Petrify. Unfortunately, Moreno was able to dodge away from it.
Hold up. What happened in that turtle area? How was Moreno able to get that turtle away from Aurafire?
Miscalculation?
Well, there is a lot of burst in Moreno's kit, but that is just uncharacteristic of both these junglers for sure. And right now, it's looking more and more even. Aurafire seems to be struggling with the potential for BIGETRON Alpha to counter them with the Cult Altar of their own. Here's an instant replay by the Samsung Galaxy A-Series of that fight in the mid side. Fluffy goes in aggressively, almost makes it out, takes an extra tower shot, gets taken out here, and he gets Max so low, and that is a snipe coming in from Kabuki. This is this man's expertise in the gold lane.
So on point by Kabuki there, but interestingly enough, Max didn't even use his Retribution, so I'm really wondering what happened there. But now you can see Godiva already with an engage onto Sorizo. He's actually still able to sustain away from that fight right now as Moreno pops up the Cult Altar.
That's a huge resource, once again, burnt out. BTR won't have this for a few seconds. Aurafire can capitalize on this, using the knowledge that they have of the cooldown to maybe possibly look for more objectives on the map. Notice how they have the lead, but they are behind in terms of objectives. Key bursts it down. My goodness. Did you take a look? Did you take a peek at what Hai has items-wise?
I think he has a genius one at this point, but that is still a lot of damage. I think the question is, what is key building if he gets popped like that? Because we said it earlier, if your front line gets popped like that, everyone else behind you, they have to be a bit reluctant to go in as Matt takes one to the back. Oof.
Man, half health, even a little bit more there, as it just seemed like Aura Fire here. They're looking for something, understanding that the Lord is going to spawn very, very soon. Godiva looks for an engage on either Moreno, but top side here. Chorizo trying to pressure Hai away from this buff, but is it going to be a mistake?
Let's see. Chorizo still able to kite away. Goes in. Petrify. Gonna be popped onto Chorizo. Fluffy trying to deal the damage, but Chorizo is just too mobile on this Paquito. He's still able to maneuver around the lane. And he's actually going to be able to clear the waves faster. Now, they have a man advantage, but look at what Chorizo is doing. He's not rotating over to the Lord. He's going up to clear the waves. Again, trying to get even more pressure. Fluffy now has to respond to this. He's instead going over. He's not trying to clear out the waves, and this might be the X factor. This might be the curveball for Aura Fire to take the victory in the Lord fight.
We'll see what happens. I mean, right now, still 4v4 here in that turtle area. We already see a play perhaps happening from Clover, but look at this, Godiva in the backside.
Oh, they baited out the Cold Altar once again. They have it, but it's not going to be enough. Matt is taken so low. Moreno was a little late to the party when it came to the Cold Altar, and it's a 2-4-0. So Rizzo in the back, he's looking for a pick. He might just go onto Fluffy or Facehugger, but man, this is risky. This is very risky. He jumps in onto nobody. He goes on for the knockout strike onto Kabuki, dealing the damage out, going for the snipes, almost finding Chorizo. Max with Retribution, he does not get it. Way too lethal. It's Kabuki again who gets it. The Shadow Assault is not enough to take Hai down. The Petrify to peel, and Kabuki to melt him down. Aura Fire with the lead.
2-0 trade here for the side of Aura Fire, plus a Lord already marching in that bottom side. Anything change here from the side of items, Arashi?
Well, Kabuki has the Wind of Nature right now, along with a Malefic Roar, so a lot of damage and a lot of protection from Chorizo and Matt if they want to dive in towards him. And on the other side, for the side of Matt, he does have a Wind of Nature of his own, but he's up against an AA-mon that can just burst him down regardless. So it's just a bit more difficult because Aura Fire has more diversity when it comes to the burst potential.
Don't call him that. Don't call him an AA Mon, Arashi. Don't. Just don't. But yeah, Aura Fire, with the Lord that they have, they're getting a lot of value from it, actually. With Kabuki on the Renner, they're just taking a whole lot of that jungle creep. And whoa, what?
Wow.
What happened? Matt, he tried to go for the split push on the Claude up against Aura Fire right now, and it did not work out. The Endless Shard was able to pick it up. Fluffy jumps in very deep onto that back line with the Electrifying Blow. He even gets out there, even without the help of the Petrify. And again, Aura Fire finding incredible value from that first Lord. Base turrets, the only turrets left, and they're going to be able to take, I think, 2 more turrets up top.
I mean, the thing is about Fluffy is that he's opted to itemize defensively, so he's actually able to go in, try to take all the resources away from Bigetron.
Wow.
And win in those teamfights, but what happened?
I want to take a look at the items. That was one basic attack. One basic attack from Kabuki. Renner shot took a third of Key's HP.
2/3 almost. Yeah. It's kind of ridiculous, but looking at the damage dealt by Axe though, Hai is doing the highest damage in the game on an assassin. So far, right? That has not ever been the case, I think.
Oh my god.
Looking at the player's gold by UBS Gold though, Kabuki and Hai are just dominating it, and Matt is keeping up with the gold, but will that be enough though? There is so much burst potential on the side of Aura Fire. If Matt is the win condition for Bigetron, Aura Fire has very, very simple answers.
They need a big moment now for the side of Bigetron Alpha. They need to be able to make Matt catch up, be able to use that Blazing Duet towards that backline, take away Kabuki, but that's so much easier said than done. And to answer your question here, you can see the items from the Beatrix.
Oh, wait a minute though. Matt gonna be caught. Blazing Duet preemptively here. Godiva misses out on the Breath of the Ocean, and the Rough Waves keep flickering out. That's gonna be Moreno popping in. The Cold Altar. Facehugger gonna be caught in there. Hai still able to dish out the damage as he jumps into that backline. Max dealing out the damage and soaking it in for his team to back away. A 5v5 ends with no one falling and both teams disengaging.
Still a 6,000 gold lead into the hands of Aura Fire, but even with that in mind, it doesn't seem like Aura Fire is able to close as fast as we expected. Now the Lord is already in the Land of Dawn, and we'll see who has the better engage as well as setup. Are they going to be using this to bait out Bigetron, take away those important heroes, or will Aura of Fire be able to just take it, snatch it away from Bigetron Alpha?
I think the Cult Altar from Bigetron is just delaying the potential for Aura of Fire to just take over the game, because they can just die towards the back line, but when they strike back with crowd control of their own, with their own Cult Altar, it just makes everything a bit more random, and it's just less calculated the way Aura of Fire wants it to be. So I think they have to try and play around that, as Fluffy here just zones as much as possible, and look at the damage! What?
Yeah, that's what you expect from a Beatrix in the late stage of the game. One thing I do want to point out, however, is BTR, they don't really have a very solid frontliner. He opted to go for the Radiant Armor, so he's very, very susceptible to the burst damage that Aura can give out, and this is exactly it. There you go, you can see it already. One basic from Kabuki, and Key's gone. He had... Oh my god, that was so much damage. He was almost half HP, and one render shot was all it took to take him down.
Wow, man. And without their roamer, that is an easy Lord take for Aura of Fire. And this is the issue. Aura of Fire has both a lot of physical damage burst and a lot of magical damage burst, so the itemization game from BIGETRON Alpha is so much more difficult.
I understand why Key went for the Radiant Armor instead of going for more physical defense, because take a look at Aura of Fire. All of their magic damage, like Facehugger, Godiva, and Hyde, those are the people you usually meet in the early stage of the game, but Kabuki has... Oh my god, he's snowballed out of control. He has so much damage, and you need to respond with something. You need to have something, man. Defense, physical defense. I don't know what will help him though, Arashi. Brute Force doesn't really help. Anti-Chris?
He already has a Dreadnought armor.
Blade armor, sure, blade armor can work, but like, man, you need to be able to take those shots.
Oof. Now, with the Lord in their backs, though, Aura can go for that Cult Altar play yet again as High goes in for a burst attempt.
Yeah, and the shards again already popped onto Moreno. Max trying to clear out the waves as Matt jumps in once again, using the DPS on his kit, on the Claude, to clear it out. Key already using... No, it was Sorizo actually who jumped in, and Key using the wild charge onto that back line, not finding anyone right now as Godiva is concealed. He's looking for a play. BTR still able to defend. Aura Fire still with an 8,000 gold lead.
Flicker wild charge, my name is. So already a huge resource wasted by Key when he's the one that BIGETRON Alpha is relying on to make these plays. But once again here, High goes in for the engage onto Key.
Oof, you can see that Key is a lot more tanky against High because of his itemization, but now the Cult Altar is popped to try and contest this tower.
Two Cult Altars pop, there you go. Rough Wave's gonna be used by Godiva, buying a little bit more time as Fluffy jumps in with Eye for an Eye, still able to buy some time!
Oh!
Kabuki threading the needle, finding the snipes onto Matt, not able to take him down just yet. Fluffy with the Electro Final Blow, able to clear out the waves. Matt jumps in with a Blazing Duet, he's able to buy so much, it deals so much with the Wind of Nature there as they go in for the damage. It's still High in the midst of it all, he's still able to conceal for a bit, he gets down, taken out by Moreno. Matt's trying to deal the damage to finish Fluffy off. Immortality still intact. Aura Fire not able to end the game.
It was very difficult because when they committed to that game, it was 4 ultimates versus 2. BIGETRON Alpha had a lot more in their arsenal, whereas Aura Fire's was a little bit more limited. So maybe they overcommitted a little too hard onto that end when clearly it was a bit difficult as they were on the behind. But you can see here that Kabuki is going to be the highlighted player here in Season 10. And we can actually feel that impact happening. The damage output that was already very evident, especially even against someone like Key on a tank hero. That's going to be very imperative, especially now that the Lord has already spawned.
But right now, it's not going to come down to... I think the most important member isn't the gold laners. It's Moreno and it's Facehugger. Cult Altars need to be on point. Key, oh my goodness, almost taken down. You see how much damage Facehugger and Godiva did? Nothing. Then Kabuki goes in with one basic attack and a shot, a sniper shot, and he's taken down that low.
Right, now Key is forced to actually retreat back to the base, so Aura Fire has an opportunity here. This is exactly the kind of situations they excel in. Already though, Key is on the way back, and it's back to a stalemate, especially in that other side of the map, man. Fluffy, Fluffy, I was gonna say Fluffy and Sorizo just going at it, but Moreno just gets nuked by Kabuki.
that's actually going to force him to recall. So they do have a man advantage right now. But look at this. Chorizo is still trying to cut those lanes. They're trying to disperse away the pressure that Aura Fire has on those 3 lanes. And it's working. It's buying a lot of time.
Chorizo needs to be very careful though, because look at Amon, look at Beatrix, they're going on to him. The Endless Shards is available. Amon not just going on it yet though. He's rotating back to the mid lane, knowing that Fluffy has cut the waves. BTR, knowing that Aura have made some rotations onto that top side, they instantly start the Lord to stop Aura from going and punishing Chorizo. Now, it's a battle of wits. It's a chess match here in game number 3. 20 minutes in. It's still both of the teams looking for a better setup. Fluffy using the final blow, trying to find that Petrify pickoff, but it will not come through. Chorizo still cutting the waves in the mid lane. Look, he's so obnoxious.
Ooh, he's doing his best from what he's given, right? With what he's given right now, this is the best thing he can do, and it is still very useful. It's working out for BIGETRON Alpha, but Aura Fire is slowly but surely taking the Lord away.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have to wait for a bit. We don't know what's happening.
Oh, no.
I have a weird feeling that once we get back into the game, we're just going to... There's gonna be a lot of fire. But we're gonna get into a pause, it seems. Ladies and gentlemen, we are encountering a technical issue. As you can see, reconnecting. Oh, that was perfect timing, honestly, because we need to dissect what's going on. There's so much macro plays being made by the teams. What's happening? What's happening?
I mean, even the system needs a little break
Yeah, the
here.
system was like, hey, guys, yo, there's too much brain power.
Oh, yeah, both teams just trying to set up as much as possible. Aura has the advantage with the range that Kabuki has to harass the members from the side of BIGETRON Alpha. So they're just struggling, but they have superior mobility, so they're able to actually, you know, go back to base and return with, you know, without too much time wasted. But Chorizo, the man we've been highlighting, he's just so active in the macro play, and he has a hero with a lot more, you know, with a lot more flexibility compared to the metadata of Fluffy. So he's able to actually cut waves, threaten solo kills almost, kind of, and he is still just very obnoxious, and it's allowing BIGETRON to try and get a foothold. But Aura, you already saw that they're starting to make moves, right? They're trying to see if they can try and trap Chorizo, trying to make that aggressive maneuver, trying to make that proactive movement and catch him off guard, take him out of the game, and go for a 5v4 fight.
Aura Fire looking so tense on screen though, Arashi and Mirko. And when we saw the faces of BIGETRON Alpha, it seemed like they were all smiles. They were all still very chilled. Their head is in the game, and I'm getting a little bit worried. Is this using the ultimate brain power that Aura Fire is using right now? Because we can see, right, the way that Chorizo is able to cross that map, like Arashi mentioned before, it's causing them a lot of disruption in terms of what they want to do in that game, because you would need Fluffy to be able to cut those waves in the top side, and even though he's able to go back into that Lord Pit, even if he goes in, uses his ultimate, none other than his own ultimate is used, so he's not able to bait any ultimates, nor even those spells.
Yeah, well, I don't know, it's just a big... It's almost like a chess match, right? A big boxing match almost. It's just about the timing, as Mirko mentioned, of the Cult Altar. We saw that again and again. That can make or break the team fight engagements for both these teams. And with that being said, Aura has a bit of an advantage because you can see the difference in burst damage, and when you can catch someone off guard with that kind of damage, sometimes the Cult Altar will not be able to be used fast enough. So I think Aura has a bit more advantage, and BIGETRON, that's why they have to play around the setup from Aura Fire.
You can also see a huge contrast, Eterna and Arashi. If you take a look at the stats, the scoreboard, at the 20-minute mark, 4-16. Aura has 16 kills, and BIGETRON have 4. Yet, they're still able to push the game this long. Even right now, they are actually the team with the better setup onto the Lord. And just as I say it, look at what they're able to do. I think Chorizo was able to bait out a few Aura members up top, and they were able to go in for the bottom side. Max now gonna be the target of Fluffy's operation as High jumps in to follow it up. Key's still able to zone away the members. Matt jumps out. Key jumping with the wall charge, go deep up, finding Moreno, and just like that, that's what we mentioned. No Cult Altar for BTR, and High gonna be able to dish out the damage onto Max. Endless Shard dealing it all. Matt now caught in the breath of the ocean. That's gonna be canceling out the Blazing Duet, and Aura with one fight, they end the game 2-1.
Wow. Just like that. When you're up against a team like Aura, when the burst is what you have to be watching out for, You better watch out, man. That happened so quick. Moreno not able to use the cult ultra of his own, and Aura instantly stepped on the gas.